Recording started. Thank you guys for being here today. It's July 4th in the US. A lot of people are celebrating the independence, and I'm happy for them. Now, as you well know, this program is supported by Lockdown LLC, and each one Teach One is the implementation partner in the training program. So the program is basically IT Foundation and AWS Cloud Training. It's codenamed iFACT. So today is day 7 in the program, and we have gone through all the hardware aspect of the program, and we are going to go into the software aspect of the program. But from time to time, we have taken interlude in going into downloading and configuring different modules in the aspect of use cases for cloud. Of recent, I think we are doing continuous delivery of container applications on Fargate with GitHub Actions. That's what we're doing on Fargate with GitHub Actions. So in order to do that, there are specific things we need to have ready. We need to have an EC2. We need to have an IAM users, which you guys have. We need to also get our access and secret key, which you guys have. We haven't looked into it, but we will look into it very shortly. And here, I've also noticed that some people are not doing much here. Like over here, there's nothing like Sunday. I'm confused myself. What Sunday is this? Is this Sunday? Oh, it looked like it's this Sunday. Guys, is this Sunday here?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Everybody already put their name on there, so I was a little too late. All right, that's good. I like what you guys did. Now, okay. So now we are going to look at some of the stuff we've done. We like to do stuff on the go. All right, this is taken care of. Now, the homework that is due 2 days ago, I guess, is to create your EC2, create a GitHub account, download Lockdown Cache App for future testing. These are for those that have Android phones. We haven't done iOS. The reason for Lockdown Cache App is to send password back and forth to everybody. That's why we have that, and also to help us test it. Okay, so with that being said, go ahead.
Where is that app?
Oh, I think I sent it to you guys on the WhatsApp, but if you can't find it there, I will send it again. I'm sending it from my desk, pretty much. It's coming out of my desk. Okay. Now, I'm gonna add something here. I think I'm gonna add AWS. Let me see. You guys have to get AWS 2 modules. I think it's AWS CLI for PowerShell. I think 2 modules for PowerShell. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys have gotten downloaded the AWS CLI. Some of you have configured it with the secret key, and I wanted to stress something out. When it comes to the secret access ID and secret key, is basically a way for you to interact with the server or with the repository, which probably is going to be an ECS or an EC2. EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. It has servers on there with storage spaces based out of EBS. And then you have the ECS, which is Elastic Container Services. And these are like software as a service, just like Amazon. So they use code to make all these little objects that does services. For instance, your EC2 is also a service, only the difference is that it has an operating system running on there. But the containers don't have an operating system running on there. They run on any host. They don't respect the physical aspect of the host or whether or not the host is running anything. They don't care. All they care about is what is being run on them, whether it's a method or any service that's running on them. So now, with that being said, some of you guys, I know some of you guys have created S3 bucket. And I also know that, okay, number 4 is also, you're going to need the app to actually see what number 4 is all about. You're going to need the Lockdown Cash app to see what number 4 is all about. It's very interesting for you to note what number 4 is all about. So in number 4, if you set up an S3 bucket, okay, and you know normally you have to have the access ID and secret key. Now, let me show you something very interesting, something that you will remember, like the English people say, something that you will remember. I'm not mocking the English people here. I will show you real quick. Okay, so here I'm gonna change sharing the screen with you guys so you guys can see it on my phone. If somebody already have it on their phone, they will be excited to see what they could do with it. This is very interesting. So I'm gonna show it to you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so I stopped sharing and I'm gonna show you guys here. If you look here, last time I tried to show it to you guys, you see the access ID and secret key, right? You see the access ID and the secret key? Anybody see that?
Just a moment. I'm going to come out and go back in because my screen's frozen.
Oh, okay. So access ID and secret key. You can even stop your video so you can see it. Just stop your video. That way you guys, all of you guys can see it. You see the access? Where are my people at?
I don't see anything.
I don't see
Refresh yourself, please.
anything. We can see it.
You can see it now?
Yes.
Okay. You see the access key and all that?
Secret key, yes.
That's right. That's the same one you created. And if you come here and put those things here, right? Okay, let me see. Let me find one that we can put here. If you come and put those things here and go into this app, whatever you upload, you're gonna catch it up there. Make sense? Whatever you upload in the phone, on the phone, the app, using this app to upload on the phone, you're gonna catch it whatever you have an S3 bucket. All right, let me show you what I've done so far in my own spare time. I wanted you guys to kind of understand what it's all about so it won't be confusing. So as we move from one level to another, you start to understand, oh shoot, that's what cloud is all about. It's all about doing this and doing that. So that's the whole idea. I think I have an account where I have an S3 bucket. Let me see. I think I have an S3 bucket here. Yep, it's gonna come up. Okay. This is an S3 bucket here. It's an eVault, right? So let me see. Okay. All right, so this one is still good then. So what I would do, I would just, okay. Oh, let me share it. Let me share it again, sorry. So this is S3 bucket again. You guys can see, right? As you can see, these are a bunch of pictures. And the question is, how did all these bunch of pictures get here? Okay? We use the access and secret key to get in here, to store those things here. Okay, so I will go and show you. Let me see the most current user here, and we'll figure out which access key was used. This is eval, right? Now we want to go to IAM user. Right here, we're gonna figure out who was used to do it. It's not complicated. So there is one IAM user. There are two groups. So this says 140 days enabled password access key. So we click on that. Security credentials. Okay, this is what we'll use for that. See? Now, there's also the secret key. The secret key, you have to get it downloaded. It's only one time. Like, you have to download it when you created it at first. You have to download it. For some reason, I think I know where this one is. I think I sent it to one of the guys that work for me. So I should be able to find that. Yeah. Hopefully I'll find it. I'll find it somewhere here. So he was working on an app and he wanted to access that app. I mean, he wanted that app to access to send pictures to that bucket. So in order to do that, you need the secret key and access key. Once you put it in that app, it will now send whatever you want to that particular bucket of which it has access to it because it's a member of the IAM. If it's a member of the IAM, then you can attach policies to it that allows it to access the S3 bucket. Okay, so that's that. I'm wondering where I send it. Let me check somewhere else. So have some of you guys created like anything S3 bucket? Did you guys
Yes.
see what I did? I just went ahead and created another one, but do not delete the old one because it's already doing something. If you delete it, that's going to be problems. So I kind of pasted it here. That way I know where it's at. I know I can always get the other one. I can always get this one, right? I can always get this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on the phone, on the app on the phone. I'm going to do it real quick. Hopefully it's going to work. So one is the first one is the access key ID. I call it access ID sometimes, but the access key ID, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to do copy paste because if you notice, I put it on a Skype. So I can easily do copy paste from Skype. But normally it was supposed to be on lockdown cache app. That way it would be secure. That's what I always tell you guys to use that, but apparently it's not completely done. So that's a little hindrance. But I will also, once I put everything in here, I will show it to you guys. I will show you guys what it looks like before I go next. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys and I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. I'm gonna stop sharing. Alrighty. If you can't see it, try to share it. This is the long strings. It made it so you can't like see what they actually are. But once I push send, we're gonna see what we get. Okay. Let me see. If you look, send is right here on the corner. So I'm gonna put send. See? See that?
Yes.
Did you guys see that? So he went to the
Yes, I can
same.
see it.
He went to the same folder I showed you guys. The same folder I showed you guys. So let's go back to that folder. I'm gonna share it. If nobody didn't see it, let me please share it again, guys. Is this making sense? What cloud is all about here? They're trying to make you access everything from anywhere that you are, pretty much. All right, over the internet. So now let's go back to the X3 bucket. You'll see it's gonna be the same folder that I've given it access to public. I gave it public access. You see, it's the same folder here, right? Right, guys? So It's the same folder. Same folder. Nothing changed. Same folder. The only difference is what we are putting there. They're all encrypted. Okie dokie. Same folder. All right. So I'm going to share it again to show you guys it's the same folder. After that, we're going to talk about the software, okay? Uh-oh. Not right now. Somebody called me, but we can't take that call right now. So you guys can see it now. It's the same name, right? Right?
Yes.
If you can't see it, just refresh, and you see it. So if you click on that thing there, it will go ahead and open up just like the one that you see right there. It might take a little while, but it will open up. So a lot of our people are getting disconnected, and I don't know why. Okay.
When,
Can everybody hear me? If you feel like if you feel like you're getting it's frozen, just stop your video. If you feel like it's frozen, just stop your video. It's okay. Yeah, just stop your video, and everything will be just fine. All right, guys. Okay. So today we are going to look into the software aspect of things. That's what we're going to do today. So we'll look into our guide, and we start off from there. So at least we know now what we are doing. We're not just playing around. We're just using the new tool, the cloud, to perform functions. And these are basically codes as a service put together and objectify things that we use computer to do, like computing, like networking, like all the other stuff that I showed you guys, the reason why businesses want to use or want to move on to the cloud. So these are the advantages that the cloud gives them. Total cost of ownership in a short period of time, not buying physical hardware, ability to be flexible, very agile, and very, 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 you can't be too big in the cloud. So you can always scale up, scale down. So that flexibility is very interesting. That's what they want, and that's what they got. So today, if you can see okay, I'm going to share the screen. Let's start. So what we're going to do today is very simple. We're going to finish up the software. We're going to go really fast. And I hope you guys are reading the books. I'm not telling anybody to read it, but you know, if you want to catch up with what we're going to learn, you should read it. So we've done a lot of stuff in the past, which includes how we can command the computer to perform functions. We started with the HTML and commanding the computer to understand UTF and ASCII encoding. We've done all of that. That's a stepping stone. It's a harbinger of what is to come. That everything relies on in software. That software is what makes it happen, because we cannot directly communicate with the computer, so we build high-level languages to do that for us. We also identify the parts of the computer which are very, very clear to you guys. And I also told you guys, if anyone wants to build a computer, maybe with themselves and their family, that they can do it. It's easy. You just have to buy the parts. I think I showed the New Egg, one of the websites where you can purchase all you need to build one. And we talked about some of the main components on a computer, like the cache. We talked about the CPU. We talked about the IRQ. It's sort of like a line queuing for all the processes and services that comes to the processor. Interrupt has specific addresses for specific devices. I told you guys about that. Okay. So we also talk about direct memory. Those are for devices that have direct access to the system memory. We talked about that. We talked about video card, what it does, why you need it, the keyboard and the mouse, and that's it. We finished with the hardware. Now we're going over the software. And the idea of the software is not anything new to anybody that's born in this age. We know about computers, we've heard about softwares and what they can do. And we also know how life-changing it has become in the likes of Facebook, other social media platforms like Reddit, how it changed human lives. It's very important. And you should know that anyone can write a code, okay? It is not only left for the super smart or the geeky ones. Anybody, it's a tool of the day that we live in, so we must endeavor to learn them. So we must, like it's a must. It's something that we must do. We cannot reserve it to a specific few. If we do that, then we are shortchanging ourselves. So the question is, what is an operating system? And what are the components of operating system? So from software, you get the operating systems. They have many parts. Okay, the operating system is the most significant program in a computer because every computer works with an operating system. To run all the programs and applications, the main tasks of the computer operating system are identifying input and output from the keyboard. Some people write input and output like this, and then sending output to the screen. So some people also write it like this, input, output. That's what I know it to be, so I'll correct it. I'll just put in parentheses here. Okay, so this covers, well, we can just say this is output, and then we can just say this is input. They are modernizing things. This is output, okay? So input, then output. So that's how I know it to be. So the output goes onto the screen, or you track a file, or it goes to the storage drive or peripheral devices. Like you send something from a computer to a printer. Printer is a peripheral device, or you send something from your computer to your, your hard disk. Your mobile phone. That's still a peripheral device. Okay. Every now and then, I'd like to know if you guys can hear me. Just raise your hand. All right. Thank you. Good one. So moving forward, just give me it. All right, moving forward, we want to know the component of operating system itself. So the components of an operating system play a key role to make a variety of computer system parts work together. The operating components are discussed below. You have the the hardware devices, and you have the device drivers. So now, if you have a CD-ROM, do you think if you just put a DVD on a computer that is gonna work? How do you think it's gonna go down? If I put a DVD, I'm building a computer, I just take a DVD and I'm, physically attach it to the part by, making it fit in or insert it into the form that where it goes in, okay? The bus, put it in the right bus. So do you think once I put it, it's just gonna start working? So what does it need?
Driver.
Absolutely, you need drivers. So you have the drivers to make the hardware devices work, and then you have the file system. So when you go on the computer, you see how you see the C:/ whatever. C for Windows, you see C:/, and you have that slash, and you have the greater than sign. Okay, these are the beginning, the prompt of the file system. These are the prompt to the file system. So you can create folders, but in original machines like the operating system, like the Unix, Linux, okay, everything is like a file. Somebody wants to talk? So everything is like a file, okay? Everything is file everywhere, okay? Now you also have APIs, application programming interfaces. These APIs, what they do is, does anybody know what they do? the application programming interfaces. So what they basically do is they create a blueprint on how a client can communicate with a server, or how a node can communicate with another node. I'll give you an example. So if I have my mobile phone and I have the app that I showed you guys, so that app that I showed you guys is using AWS API, and that API allows it to take those numbers, access key ID and secret key that I gave it, and it take it in the format, is JSON or YAML format, and it takes it and it sends it to the S3, where it's gonna check for the credentials that is allowed on that S3. So what does that is the application programming interface. It has to contain those credentials in a format that it understands, and that's what you call application programming interface. If you put it in the format that I understand, it knows. So this is the claim. Now I want to verify the claim to see if the claim is okay. Is the one that gives him access to the resources. So that's where API comes in. But pay attention to the kernel. The kernel is a very interesting part of an operating system. If your kernel is messed up in an operating system, it's over. You need to wipe out that operating system. So let's see what they say about the kernel. The kernel is in the operating system provides the basic level of control on all the computer peripherals. In the operating system, the kernel is an essential component that loads firstly and remains within the main memory. See, it is in the main memory, so that memory accessibility can be managed for the programs within the RAM, random access memory. It creates the program to get access from the hardware resources. It resets the operating states of the central processing unit for best operation at all times. Now you know what kernels mean. Once you can understand the kernel, is the main, like really, is the first part, essential component that loads when you set up your operating system, and it's within the main memory. Always remember that the kernel is within the main memory. If the kernel is messed up, then it's time for you to, get rid of that operating system and start all over. Okay, so with that being said, we have process execution, and the operating system gives an interface between the hardware as well as an application program, so that the program can connect through the hardware device by simply following procedures and principles configured into the operating system. You see, when we talked about the hardware, we remember we talked about the hierarchy, interrupt request, and we talked about the DMA, right, direct memory access. Now, in order for those things to work, you have to have a comparative, or what I say, relative construct of the same thing for the software. That's what we are looking at right now. So the hardware devices will simply follow the procedures and principles configured into the OS. So if there's no OS operating system, the hardware will find it very difficult to do what it's supposed to do. The program execution mainly includes a process created through an operating system kernel that uses memory space as well as different types of other resources. Remember, you see the interrupt again? In hardware is the key. I'll put it here so you guys will remember. IRQ in hardware, right? I will take this call. I think it's a very important call. Just give me 1 second. Something is wrong. I'll take this call. Hello. Yes. Yeah, good day, good day. Make it fast. I'm teaching a class, but I took the call because I noticed that it's you and Namdi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a video. I saw the video, and that reminds me to talk to you guys too. There had to be some kind of. We have to decide the kind of permissions and the kind of stuff we're gonna play with. When he showed me that, my eyes go, wow, that thing has a lot of potential. That means You can even design a website and only a specific people can see what's on that website. Did you notice that? Exactly. When you sent me that, I was like, holy cow. So we need to talk. We all need to talk. And then you don't have to worry about nothing. I can see what you can do. You are a crazy man, just to say the least. Your brain is on a different level. I like that. So now I have a training class that I have right now, and it's not right for me to neglect 11 people. So what we're gonna do is let's find out a conducive time. I'll be done with this class by 4:30. And what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna figure out the kind of permissions we're gonna give. We're just gonna figure out exactly how it's gonna go down. I cannot tell you everything right now because what I saw has a lot of potential. So if there's any other thing quickly you guys can tell me, I would like to hear it, and then I'm returning to the class. Yeah, how you doing, Principal? Exactly. Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. So I'll leave it for you three. I'll leave it for you three. Nnamdi, you are driving the work from your own standpoint. Samuel, you are coordinating everything because you're a team member. And Prince Will, you are the one that's responsible for all our website, whatever it is. So you guys should find a way to work together amongst yourself. We're supposed to be in the same team. We are supposed to lift our people by coming up with a technology nobody else has so we can create relevancy for our people. That's what it is. I will make a lot of money with it. So I leave you guys to work it out, and then I'll go over what you guys decide to do. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate what y'all are doing. It's amazing. Keep it up. Bye for now. You guys should discuss it amongst yourself. All right, guys. I'm back again. So, moving forward. So, as you can see here, the same thing we talked about in hardware came up here again. They have interrupt. So, I included in hardware hierarchy, right? So, in the operating system, interrupts are essential because they give a reliable technique for the OS to communicate and react to their surroundings. You see? The same thing as in hardware. So an interrupt is nothing but one kind of signal between a device as well as a computer system, otherwise from a program in the computer that requires that the OS to leave and decide accurately what to do subsequently. Whenever an interrupt signal is received, then the hardware of the computer puts on hold automatically whatever computer program is running at that time. So it keeps its status and runs the computer program which is connected previously with the interrupt. So without the operating system or the software, you can't have no hardware working. As you guys can see, these two are complementary. So that's the reason why you have to know about them, to know that anything that goes wrong in the software subsequently can malfunction in hardware. Moving forward, so we go to memory management here. So in memory management is done with computer languages like Java, C++, all of that. They do memory management. Like in C++, you have to do memory management manually. But in Java, it's automatically done by JIT. You can research that on your own. So the functionality of an OS is nothing but memory management, which manages main memory and moves processes backwards, forward between this memory during implementation. This tracks each and every memory positions. The memory positions are given addresses. There are what is called big endings and small endings. You can check that. Okay, so the memory positions it tracks memory positions. The software will track it until it is assigned to some process. Otherwise, it is open until some process occupies that memory address. So it verifies how much memory. The OS will verify how much memory can be allocated to process, and also makes a decision to know which process will obtain memory at what time whenever memory is unallocated. For instance, the EC2 is a process. You use software to create the process of EC2, which now hosts an operating system, which could be Linux, Windows, Mac, or anything. So we've gone from hardware to software, making the same hardware using software, and we call it cloud. When we can access it from anywhere in the world, then we call that cloud. Because cloud is everywhere, then we can access that information from everywhere. So operating system do have multitasking as well, just like we talked about the hardware. It describes the working of several independent computer programs on a similar computer system. Multitasking in an OS allows an operator to execute one or more computer tasks at a time. Like I'm talking to you guys, I went to Skype, I went to Google on the browser, all of that. I was doing it all at the same time. You see, multitasking. So we also have networking. In networking, you can define as when the processor interacts with each other through communication lines. And the design of communication network must consider routing, connection method, safety, and the problems of opinion and security. Presently, most of the operating systems maintain different networking techniques, hardware, and application. This involves computers that run on different operating systems that could be included in a general network to share resources like data, computing, scanner, printers, which uses connections of either wired or otherwise wireless. So you see, it's making sense. It's all making sense. So in networking, there's something very, very important that I would like you guys to start practicing on before we even get there. It's a way of remembering how network works. Okay, so it's something like this. I will please do not throw sausage pizza away. So in a TCP model, in an OSI model, sorry guys, it's OSI model. In OSI model, this is what they have for networking. This is the mechanism for networking. So the P, please, will refer to physical. And this is how it flows, okay? This is how it flows. Like if you are going to communicate with somebody, the information comes in like this. If, say, Mr. A is sending information to Mr. B, let's say something like this. This is Mr. Let's say this is Mr. A. This is Mr. A here. This is Mr. B here. Okay, let's change the color. Yeah, we change the color. Okay. So if this guy is sending information to this guy, he's gonna start from the bottom, and he's gonna start here. I'll show you guys everything. Very easy. He's gonna start here. Please do not throw sausage pizza away. Okay? So this is physical. Okay, this is transport. Oh, I made a little mistake. I'll correct it later, guys. I made one mistake. It's not a killer, but I'll correct it. The not means something of its own. Okay? So that was a mistake. So the not, this is data link. This one here is data link. Data link. This one is network. Network or networking. That's where you have the internet, okay? That's whenever you see IP, it's on that level. That's usually level 3. Now, can somebody tell me what this one is?
Transport.
Transport? Okay. What about the next one?
Station.
Wow, that's amazing. How you know about that? You know about it before, right? You know about the class before. That's good. You read the book?
Google.
Okay, what about this one? What is this one? Presentation. What about the last one?
Application.
There you go. So can somebody give me an example of an application? Remember, Google is your friend. Don't be afraid to use Google. In this class, it's recommended. The problem is when you cannot use Google, or when
An
you
app is
can.
Word or PowerPoint.
What about PowerPoint?
Is that an example of an application?
Exactly. It's an example of an application. Absolutely. I like that. Okay. So I'm gonna take there's more applications. Come on, guys. Tell me more. What about FTP, SSH? These are applications. ARP, ARP. These are applications. Anything else? Google don't work no more? Come on. Okay. All right. So the thing I wanted to show you guys that I think is important is for you to know how the flow of information goes anyway. So I'm almost done with showing you guys the flow of information here. So this is Mr. A. So if Mr. B is gonna send information from Mr. To Mr. A, Mr. B is gonna start from the bottom. He's gonna write an application, right? He's gonna write an application on his computer. Are you guys with me? I want to hear. Okay, good. I want to hear it from time to time that you guys are with me, please. So he's gonna write an application. He's gonna start here on the computer, and he's gonna see it on the monitor, the application. Maybe he's sending an email or whatever, SMTP, POP, FTP, SSH, all of that. These are all applications. He's gonna write the application, and the application is usually presented somehow. Maybe it's graphical user interface, right, guys? Or maybe it's from terminals, like we do the CMD, but these are all applications. The application have to be presented somehow, and then it's gonna create a section for that application. Because when you connect to another server or another location, you have to have a section created. Most of the time, token marks the section. All right, they use the token to mark the section, and there's an API that actually helps you to make the section, because you're gonna get authenticated to actually have that section. So once the section is established, what else? He goes into transport mode. He's moving this information, right? And then what else? What else? That information is converted to what? Packets. When you see packets, what does that remind you? IP, right? IP address, right? So now, at this point, things get very interesting at this point. Why do I say that? Whenever you see this, there are two things going on. There's a broadcast network. That means there's a router. All right? There's a router somewhere, and that router can go to wide area network, meaning it's going to public IP, and in that case, it has to be in a particular, it has to follow a particular protocol. It's called TCP/IP protocol. So where the information you are sending becomes put into a packet, becomes a packet. It has a standard formation for such information, and then the actual information is carried as a payload. Can somebody mute? And now, as it moves, it goes to what we call data link, which are frames. Data link are like datagrams. Datagrams, they are made up of frames, okay? Right? Now, from here, when it gets to Mr. A's computer, it has to go into what? You guys know what it has to go into. When we talk about physical, electrical impulses, what is it?
Is it the motherboard?
Well, how does it get into the motherboard or into the processor? How? Remember how computer understand things?
Bits.
Bits is broken down into bits. Again, remember from here is IP. From IP is datagrams, like frames. From there, the frames is broken down again to zeros and ones. And then from zeros and ones is electrical impulses. That's how it goes into here through the network interface card. So each computer has what? NIC. Each computer have NIC like this. And, okay, let me write it. NIC, network interface card. This one has a tilt. So when it gets to this side, it goes through the network interface card. Okay, let me show you guys what a network interface card look like. NIC RJ45. Let's go straight to the images. Do you guys remember what this is? You guys remember seeing this on your computer or laptops? This part here?
Yes.
So this is when you send a message to me, it comes to me through here. And it packs itself up again, up until the point of presentation again. It packs it up again, up until this point again. Then I can read it. It comes as electrical impulses, and it goes, and the electrical impulses, zeros and ones, goes into what they call data frames. Data link, like the datagrams, becomes the data link. In a data link stage, it becomes datagram, and datagram put together to become what we call packets. Okay, that packet is sent out through a router. This is the process. Its journey is here. okay, to create the section. It journeys and creates the section here. Okay, once the section is created, that means everything that I have prepared for Mr. A or Mr. B to see will now be here. It could be seen in that application here. It's presented. It has to be presented because sometimes they are encrypted. If they are encrypted and presented, nobody can see it, but when it goes into the application that it originated from, then it could be read. So that's the whole idea. It's not complicated. Just keep it simple, stupid. It's not complicated. It's not what you were told. So every time you see somebody say OSI model, you have to remember, please do not throw such a piece away. That's how it works. It goes in this level. This one is OSI level 1. This is level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. Level 4, 5, 6, 7. So they also have TCP/IP model. Okay, so let me show you guys TCP/IP model. It's the same thing, but they have, different way of looking at things. So I'll show you guys that model too. I just go straight to the image. You see TCP/IP model? You see application layer, transport layer, internet layer, network access layer. You see all this here. I tried to get it, but I don't think I get it all. From here to here to here is covered by internet layer and network access layer. So these two here are network access layer. Network layer is the internet layer. Then the transport and section are transport. Then application and presentation are treated as the same. So you can't go wrong. It's not complicated. So in TCP/IP, this guy and this guy are treated as what? And this guy are treated as what? And do I have it right or I messed it up? Guys, this guy and this guy are treated as what? These two are treated as what? You can take a look at it again. Let's take a look at it again. Application and this one are treated as what? And section and transport are treated as what? Okay, I think I see where I made a mistake. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
So section and transport are treated as what? Transport layer, I guess. And this one are treated as what? This one is network. This one is transport. And these two is network access layer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Network access. Network access, okay. Network access layer. Network access, that's that one. This one is transport for TCP/IP. This is transport. Then data link. Okay, this one is internet layer. That's what they call it here. Yep. And this one is what?
Application.
Data link. You can check it online. It's there. Let's check it again. Oh, that's application. Application and presentation is application. Section and transport is transport. Network layer is the internet. Okay, let's go and correct it. Network layer is the internet. Physical and data link. What is it again? Sometimes it confuses me. Okay, physical and data link is network access layer. So I mixed it up. I mixed it all up. So let's start all over. You guys see what I did wrong? Yeah?
Yes, yes, I can see.
So what is this one?
Application.
Application. This is application here. Then what is this one?
Presentation.
No, I'm talking about networking.
Network. Sorry.
Internet. Yeah. Should be internet. Mhm. So what is this one? This one and this one. And then this one and this one. What is this one? Transport? No?
Yes.
Are you sure? Transport and section? Transport and section? Okay, I got that one. So what is the last one? Should be network access layer.
Yes. Network access layer.
So for presentation and application, it calls it network access layer. Then the transport and section, it calls it transport. No, 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 no. We made a mistake again. That's a mistake here. I can see it. Can anybody else see it? Remember, data link, well, it's not a mistake. It's correct. It's actually correct. It's
It
correct.
is. Yeah.
Physical and data link, I think we made a mistake here. Physical and data link,
Yeah, but what's the hardware?
Yeah.
this is hardware, so it's supposed to be network access layer, right?
Yes.
Can somebody second that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, network access layer. So we mix it up, right? So this one is network access layer. Network. So this one now is application. And it makes sense, right? Presentation and application in TCP/IP, they are treated as the same. Take note, guys. This is an exam question. Maybe not in the cloud, but you have to understand how it works. Then transport and section are treated as transport for TCP/IP protocol, and networking is internet. And then the physical and data link is networking. So this is how it works for TCP/IP. So don't forget it. This is TCP/IP model. I'll write it here so it will be in you guys' memory. TCP/IP model. I'll write it there so it'll be in you guys' memory. As a matter of fact, I can actually take this guy so that when you guys read the text, you guys will remember. I try to do all I can for you guys to remember. So it's software, right? We're talking about this. All right. Hold on. Multitasking. we're talking about networking, so I decided to take you guys on a little excursion. So you guys remember that. All right, it doesn't matter if it's wired or wireless, it's gonna be the same process. Okay, guys? It's like onion process. You skid it up, skid it up, skid it up till you get to the bottom. And when you send it out, you do the same thing. You pack it, pack it, pack it, pack it. The first one that goes in, is gonna be in the inside. But when you get to the other point, you start peeling the layers off till you get to the last one. So now let's talk about security. So if a computer has numerous individuals to allow the immediate process of various processes, then the many processes have to be protected from other activities. So basically, security is a process whereby you only make sure that certain things are done by those with the right permissions belonging to the right group. Therefore, they are given a specific roles that way only those that are authorized to have the information available will have it available, and the information remains confidential to those who have access to it. So in security, the keyword is CIA. CIA. Does anybody know what CIA stands for? Confidential. Confidential, integrity, and availability, right? These are the main tenets of security. Okay? Now, user interface. Does anybody know what graphical user interface is?
Yeah, it's like the our typical Windows screen. We have icons to click on. And that's the graphical user interface.
Exactly. Windows uses user interface. So it's not hard for us to figure it out. I'll show you something, and from there you can always remember that, oh yeah, this is user interface. Oh, this one is not user interface. Like, let's do this. Let's go to Putty. Sometimes this thing acts up on me, and I don't know why. I have it installed already, but when I go search for it, it wouldn't pop up. We'll find another way to do it then. So here, we're just gonna go in here and see. So you guys can determine. That one is taking forever to log in. That means the server might not be running. Okay, let's go to the one that we know works. Wow, this is interesting. None of the servers are working. So let's try another one. Unable to username CentOS. Okay, let's try again. Okay, let's try this one. So. So what is this, guys?
Command line
Exactly.
interface.
Some people call it terminal. This is bash, actually. It's shell. Bash, to be precise. So it's not a GUI. See? This is not a GUI. It's a CLI, command line interface, which in this case is for Linux, called bash. All computers started from this in the past, but over time they recognized the need to build other ones. Okay, they build other ones, and in this case we have Windows, and we also have Linux that are GUI, graphical user interface, and they all multitask. So a graphical GUI or user interface is the part of OS that permits an operator to get the information. A user interface based on text displays the text as well as its command, which are typed over a command line with the help of a keyboard, just like I've shown you. The OS-based application mainly provide a specific user interface for efficient communication. It's called interactive. So the main function of the user interface of an application is to get the inputs from the operator and to provide output to the operators. But the sorts of input received from the user interface as well as the output types offered by the user interface may change from application to application. The UI of an application can be classified into two types: the GUI and CLI, command line user interface, like the one I showed you guys. The graphical user interface is the one that you are looking at right now, where things are formed in tables. Sometimes they made it so beautiful. They put some cosmetics to it. And it looks nice, like what you are looking at right now. So this is all about an overview of operating system. That's just about how far we can go with this program. And the question is, what are the different types of operating system? I'll leave you guys to tell me some of these types of operating system. If you know, just tell us what you know about, like, different types of operating system.
Windows, Linux, the Apple one, iOS.
Mac OS, Windows,
iOS.
Linux.
Is it iOS for Apple?
Mobile. The mobile one is iOS, and also the PC one is also iOS. Okay, let's check it out. Fedora is for Linux. These are beta versions.
I think it should be Mac.
Mac OS. Mac OS is for the PCs, like more like the computers. Then iOS is for the iPhones. iOS is for the iPhones. Just like Android is for, you know, the Google phones, right? You get it now? Does it make sense? So when you look at the iOS, you're talking about iPhone operating system. When you look at Mac OS, you're looking at Macintosh operating system. And then when you look at Android, and you're looking at Android for Android devices, which includes Samsung's, LG, Google phones, etc., etc. And then when you look at Windows operating system, Windows OS, you also have Windows Mobile, which is not very popular right now. I think they're going out of business in Windows Mobile, okay? So you see?
Is there a Chinese one that is currently, like, I think there's a set of phones that's where it's not gonna have, I think, is it Huawei or something? There's a
Huawei,
certain.
they have a different operating system. Yes, they are coming up with that. You're right.
Okay.
So you have the Unix too, Unix operating system, and that's where Linux came from. The Unix operating system, that's where Linux comes from. So Unix operating system is one of those multitasking initial stage ones that came up back then. Unix is a family of multitasking multi-user computer operating system that derived from the original AT&T Unix development. See? All right. So you guys have named all the operating system that is. That's awesome. Hardware OS. I don't know the name of hardware OS, but it's there. Now this brings us to programming languages. In the programming languages, you have the Python, you have the C, C++, you have the Java. I think it's better for us to learn Python actually, because Python is more like you're writing English. It's just more like you're writing English. It's not that complicated. So any one of you could write it and code it. I'm not saying you can't do the same for Java or C++. You can. So those videos here, I'd like for you guys to watch it. Next class, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of coding. And today, I would like to look into everything you guys have done as far as getting you prepared and ready for, getting your hands dirty. So this is the time for everybody to ask their question. Those that haven't stood up their EC2, I will take care of it. If we have a little bit more time, we go into networking. A little bit more time, we go into networking.
Josiah, what was the name of the app that we have to download on our cell phones?
Oh, yeah, good one. Lockdown Cash App, but it's not on Google Play Store. I will send it to you guys. I already done it, but I'll do it again.
Okay.
Lockdown Cash App. For networking, I have in mind OSI model and TCP model. I already taught you guys that. Next thing I will do is I will teach you guys addressing, IP addressing. We're going to CIDR and all of that. That's all. Once we do IP addressing, we look at the networking scenarios, simple ones, and then we move on to the next. We move into security. Security, we spend a lot more time in security here. And I think Rolanda is going to help us with security because she's doing her security, her CISSP at this time. So what we're going to do about security is going to be simple. I'm going to put you guys in little groups. So what you guys will do is, basically what we're doing here, I'm preparing you guys to go out there and get them. Okay? So go out there and get them. So it's about 12 of us or 13 of us, right? So we're going to we have 8 domains, all right? If we have 8 domains, we're going to split ourselves into three groups. And since we have 8 domains, that means 3 cannot divide 8 in any case. So we split ourselves into 4. So if we split ourselves into 3, sorry guys. We split ourselves into 3. That means each group we take 2 topics, 2 domains in a CISP. Like, let's say we form a group with the first people in the first row. So you guys will go and study this domain security and risk management, and as well as asset security. And then you write a summary on the 2 of them. When you write a summary on the 2 of them, we will go through the first domain and goes through the second domain. That means we are collectively pulling our brain power together to solve complicated problems in few hours. That's the future that we want. Okay? That's the future. That's the target we are looking at. Now, the next 3 people will take on the next 2, right? If we split ourselves into 3, we're going to have 4 groups. Each group will take two domains. So the next one we take identity and access management, communication and network security, and then they will summarize all of them again, and they will just put it here, and I will see it. So when we come to class and I take you guys through it step by step and all the important scenarios we discuss this and talk about it. Now the next group we do 5 and 6. It doesn't matter if you understand it or not. Just summarize it and put it here, document it here. It's my duty to explain it. Then 7 and 8, the next one we do 7 and 8, and so on and so on. So today, what we're gonna do is Cynthia Wanjiku, Nicole Robinson, Rolanda Jackson. They're gonna take 1 and 2. 1 and 2 domain. Unless you want to take more complicated domain, it's up to you. Now, Rolanda Rolanda, Rolanda
Yes,
Jackson.
I'm here.
It's 2 of you right here.
On it's two.
Yeah, it's 2. It's okay. It's okay. What I would do,
I can log it.
it's okay. Since it's 2 of you, then you have to do 2. You're the one that's doing CISP. You're the one
Okay.
that's doing CISP. It's good for you. So what we're gonna do here is Rolanda is gonna join this group with Charity Chepkuri. Charity Chepkuri. So you're gonna
Yes,
do
sir.
with Agatha Simoto, and Rolanda is gonna be a part of this action too. You guys gonna do 3 and 4.
Okay.
Then Nicole Robinson and Izia Gabriel Hewitt and Leban Mutai. You guys are gonna do the 4 and 5. I mean, not the 4 and 5, the 5 and the 6. So feel free to exchange any part that you think might be too complicated for you with other groups. And then you have Janelle Lavette, and Natalie and Erika Abebe. Okay, you guys would do the 7 and the 8, and that's the last of it. So the reason why we're doing it this way is we're trying to use our brain power to solve the problem collectively, that thereby sponging off one another and know what we're gonna know what everybody else know about that particular subject. That gives us an advantage. That's how we're gonna do it. Then you're gonna write your summary and present it here. You're gonna copy and paste it right here in the book. And you're gonna align it very well by the print. And it's gonna look nice and beautiful. And I'm gonna go through it, and we're gonna go through it in our class, and I'm gonna explain every aspect of what you don't understand. And that's how we're gonna do it. And at the end of the day, we're gonna win. Okay? At the end of the day, we're gonna win. We're gonna do it well, and we're gonna win. And after we do the CISP, if you guys notice, once we do the CISP, the class is almost done. Now next week will be the CISP. I mean, next week will be the CISP, because I do the addressing with you guys, and then we will just wrap this thing up, and we start doing all the stuff in the cloud as I explained. So we'll do virtualization too, because virtualization came before the cloud. All right, virtualization came before the cloud. So let's do a little bit of an interesting stuff about computer address and system. I mean, networking part of it. I will go very simple with networking, but you guys have a foundational math, computer math, to help you understand networking. So this is what I will do. You have to learn how to do things on the fly. You have to think really fast, because you have Google. Google is your friend. So what we're gonna do here is, I don't know if this is gonna make you guys lazy to watch the video, or if it's gonna make you guys not lazy. Let me think how I'm gonna do this. All right, I figured it out. So you watch the video, okay? I will put the videos together, not today though, but I will show you guys something before we go. We're gonna go back to what we know already. Just give me a minute. Let me find the right material. Yeah. IP addressing and subnetting. This is what I'm interested in showing you guys. IP addressing and subnetting. Okay, this is what I'm interested in showing you guys. Calculate. Okay. So when you look at here, you have a net mask of 24. This is gonna be complicated for you guys. Does anybody know what a net mask is? No?
Is that like a side of cloud?
Yeah, it's a part of the side of, yeah, exactly. But do you know exactly what the net mask is? Net mask means you see the number of active bits in IPv4. So it shows you number of active bits and bits that are not active. In other words, if you see a net mask of 24, it's telling you that all these here are active. These are high. You get it? Okay? So if you have an IP address and you have the first host is this, in order to get it right, you have to do it like this, okay? 0. This is the network. So if you have that, you do network, okay? You have this. This is the network here, and you have 24 net mask, okay? So it simply means that all these are high, and now you have to change this to reflect here, okay? So once you change that to reflect there, it shows you the number of nodes. You can calculate the number of nodes that could be hosted in that network. So this is a network address. You know how I know? Because of the 00. It's a network address. However, this here is not right. This is supposed to be 16. Okay, so let's do it over again. See, do you guys notice what happens here? This changed. Okay, that changed automatically. But notice again what happens again when I do this. See? Notice again. The minimum host is this one. The broadcast address is 255, which is usually the case in every network. The broadcast address is 255. And now the network is of class C. And now the number of hosts in this network will be how many? 254. So this is the beginning of what you're going to see when we go through the network. When I show you guys how network works, the addressing of a network. This is not the lesson. This is just to give you an idea of why the people that do networking get paid a lot of money. These people will take a network address and they will divide it into pieces or nodes so that you can plug your computer in the network and be able to get in the internet or be able to interact with other people. All right. So for instance, if somebody give you this IP address and say, okay, this give you this network. Maybe this is 32. You're gonna see what's gonna happen when I do calculate. See, all these are high. See, 255, 255, 255. These are some of the popular ones that we see. 255, 55, 255. These are all high. You see, there's nothing left in the net mask. So in this case, you cannot hold a lot of computer. Actually, you can hold minimum of just one computer. Host net host is 1. See, so you have to learn what is going on. If all the net masks are high, then you can't have more computers. if you have 24, that means only one octet is empty. Let's try it out. See, only one octet is empty right here. See? So remember when I put the 32, what happened? All are high. See? Pay attention again. 24. Calculate. The net mask. The whole octet is low. Only 3 are high. Pay attention when I put 16, what happens? All the 2 are high. This whole half of it are like low. Okay? Pay attention when I put 8. So the more the less the highs in the net mask, the more computers you can add into the network. The more computer you can add into the network. Take a look here, the amount of computer you can add into this network. These are called the number of hosts. Okay? Usually number of hosts is 2 raised to the power n minus 2. That's how it goes. Okay? So I'm just trying to show you guys, walk around, and we'll learn about the classes of, IP addresses, class A, class B, class C, and all of that next time. So we have 2 weeks to wrap it all up, and then we start doing all our use cases. Okay? Now, I'm ready to take on and work with you guys on some of the stuff, difficult part of what you guys are doing. So the networking is not difficult. You just have to learn it, know how it's done, and I'm ready to show you guys some of it. Okay? So if I put 4 here, it's gonna change. Watch this. It's gonna half. See? It's gonna half. So you have more hosts. The smaller it gets, the more hosts you can have. And the broadcast never changes. Remember that. All right. So you guys get a little idea of what networking is all about? You get the idea of what it's all about? So if I give you this network address, how do I know it's network address? Because of the 0 at the end. If it's a 1 or any number, then I know it's a node. It's actually a computer can use that. But if it's a 0, I know, oh, it's a network. So I have to map it out and scope it out in such a way that I know the number of computers that I can give. So the first address is usually the host address in the network. But there's a broadcast address, which is 255. Usually 255 is a broadcast. But don't forget, 127 is a loopback. So that's why we subtract 2 from 2 raised to the power n minus 2 because of the broadcast, 255, and 127, which is loopback. That's it. Those ones are not used. They're already known it's going to be loopback. It's going to take you back to the local host, the host. And then you have 255 for broadcasting. All right? So that's the secret there. So whenever you see that 0 like that, that's a network address. Or maybe you see 0000, that's a network address, and that's /16. The CIDR is /16 for that one. Okay, as you can see, very simple, /16 for that one. See, /16. Now, if you put 1, if you do this one /16, it's gonna look funny. You see, that's how it's gonna look. But if you do it /24, it's gonna look different again. It's gonna have highs on 3 of the octets. You have highs on 3 of the octets. See? So that means you have less nodes on this one. Guys, you have less nodes. You have less nodes to add to this one. This one you can only add 254, 0 to 255. And 0 is the network, 1 is the host. and so on and so forth. But 127 is usually the loopback, and 255 is what? The broadcast address. See? So you have 0, the network, 1 to 256, but 255 is broadcast, 127 is, all right? It's not complicated. So this one is slash. Can somebody tell me what this one would be? If I have 3 zeros, slash what?
Slash 8.
That's right, because you have to look at the high beat. The high beat 192. This has to be slash 8. That means we can have more nodes in this network. More nodes in this network. You see? You see the amount of nodes we can have on this network? Mighty nodes. You can have all this on this network. See? These are all available. All this. They're all available. All these guys are all available in this network. All of these are all available. Imagine that. 2 raised to power what? 2 raised to power, this is 8. This is 16. This is 32. 2 raised to power 32. We have about this. Okay? It's already been subtracted. The 127 and the broadcast already subtracted. You have 6 minutes. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. 16 million hosts that we can have in there. Okay, guys? So when you guys get an assignment to do about addressing and stuff, this is a good website to use. I will leave that link, but I will still give you a formal training on networking shortly here. You will have a formal training on networking. I like to show you, like, give you heads up on what is to come. That way you can probably study ahead or do something. I'm going to push this on the text area, text resources, and I'm going to call it side annotation. It's not really side annotation. I would say it's side calculation. So it will show you the number of nodes that you need. It will give you all the IP addresses. When I started computers, we have to calculate that. You guys are lucky. You don't have to calculate these things no more. I have a lot of softwares here and there that can do the work for y'all. I think y'all can achieve a lot than we did, because there's many ways for you guys to get things done that we never had when we started, you know. All right, who wants to go first with all the homeworks and assignments, especially for the one that is due? We just want to attack it faithfully here. No right or wrong, but we know what works for us when we see it. So who wants to address their issues first? Please. You have but one time, one chance. This one here is what I'm concerned about. Okay, Natalie?
I've downloaded and installed the AWS. I think I've configured it with the secret key. I'm just stuck on the bucket part now.
What part are you on?
I'm stuck on the bucket part. I've created the bucket. Yeah.
You're talking about the S3 bucket?
Yeah, I've created one, but I don't know what to do with it after that.
Oh, you created it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So after you created it, what you want to do with it is very simple. You want to set the permissions on there. Let me create one, and you can see how to set the permissions. It's not hard, okay? So we set one here. We're gonna create the bucket. We're gonna call it Cloud Movement. Cloud Movement Cloud. Okay, let me say rock. Cloud rocking. Cloud rocking. Cloud rocking. Okay. And I'm gonna choose the region I want it on. I'm on the East Coast in the U.S., so I want to go somewhere that's in the East Coast as opposed to the West. So that way my communication will be faster for me here. But if I don't find anywhere in the East Coast like Ohio, I'll just go to Oregon or Oregon. So that's fine. All right. So I'm gonna go next, and I hope you guys are watching. Okay, this one is gonna be for maybe there's a picture I want you guys to, let's just call it files. Let's call it mobile app. Okay. All right. So this is the tag, the key and value. The key is file, and it's gonna come from mobile apps. So do I want object level login, record object level API activities and CloudTrail or whatever? This is very interesting. Be careful because you might, if you click on CloudTrail, they might start charging me. I don't want that. I've seen a couple of cents out of my credit card already. All right. I don't want automatic encryption because we have our own homebrewed encryption. Object lock, I don't want that yet. CloudWatch request metrics. This is CloudWatch. Do anyone knows what CloudWatch is? So it keeps abreast with your resources like your CPU, RAM, and etc. So if you're consuming more CPU, will let you know. That will, result into you increasing the CPU, okay, speed. If the RAM is the same, it will let you know. If the storage space is the same, it will let you know. It will send you an alert. So you can configure it in such a way that if my CPU is clocking 80%, let me know. Clocking 80% user, let me know. So that's CloudWatch. While CloudTrail is different, is the same thing but different in that it's watching the IM user, the user that's a part of an IM group. It watches them for what they are doing. Okay, so that's CloudTrail for you. So now I'm gonna go next. When I go next, pay attention here. What happens here is very interesting. With this block all public access, it's not going to do what you want it to do. I want you to upload stuff and access this S3 bucket from the outside the network, from outside the virtual private network. Okay, in that case, you're going to have some kind of access control list, some kind of, you're going to set some kind of policies here. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go next, but I'm going to come back and edit it so that outsiders can access it, okay? So like right now, I can go name of the region. I don't need to edit that, but okay. Permissions, yes, I need to edit the permissions. So if I go that and I say I acknowledge that, so as you can see, everything now comes through. But I have to read carefully to see if there's something that I need to lock down. Block public access to buckets and objects granted through new access control list, meaning access control list that's not the one that you are using. So S3 will block public access permission applied to newly added buckets or objects and prevent the creation of new public access for existing buckets and objects. This setting doesn't change any existing permission that allows public access to S3 through using access control list. So for this particular bucket, if I go ding, this will apply to this one. But because we are new, we're starting off, we want to know the difference. Therefore, we're just going to go ahead and allow everything in. Grant Amazon S3 lock delivery group right access to the bucket. Do not grant Amazon S3 lock delivery group right access to this bucket. If you want Amazon to write the logs, who logged in, who came in, who deposited anything on this bucket, you can do that. You can say granted access to write there. But remember, when you give Amazon right to write on there, you also have given them right to see what's in there. Anything that's in the cloud is not yours, is theirs. So that's why we work so hard to provide our own encryption system. Okay, so once I click create bucket, this bucket is now created, and you can see it here, cloud working. All right, make sense?
Yeah, yes, it does. I think that I might have I've created the one that I created. I set it to private, I think, because where it says
Exactly,
access.
exactly. So you have to go
Um,
back and edit it to public, because you're gonna, if you set it to private, nobody else can get into it, because one of the ways what we're gonna do is to be able to have other people access that so that you can see how it works, and then later on you can go back and set it to private where nobody else can access it, like with this
and
one. Go ahead.
so it just basically deselect the block all public access button and then save it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to make sure you have everything you need though, and make sure that you're not allowing things that will make you so porous. Because we're starting off, I allowed all of it because we're starting out, because we have to see the difference. Okay, we have to see the difference. Meanwhile, while we have already set this bucket up, why don't we try to use anyone's S3 access key and access key ID and secret key ID to see if we can access here using the app. I don't know if some of you have gotten the app to work on their phones. Let me see if I can send it to some of you guys. I might not want. I don't want to do it now, but I will just show you from my phone, and I'll send it to you guys later on. So, for instance, if we go back out here, we go to IM, which is here. I don't want to use anybody else's. I'll just use mine. Where are we? Okay, I shouldn't have created it here, but it's okay. I'll go ahead and delete it and go back and create it on you guys on our cloud ranking. So I'll just, delete this one. We don't really need this one because we created it at the wrong place. We're just gonna delete this S3 bucket. But you saw how I did it, right? So we're just gonna make this go away. Or should I just leave it there and go back to you guys own and create it one more time? Yeah, let's just get out of here. Okay, so let me go back. Let me show you guys. We created it on my app. It's on my app, okay? Right there. I didn't do any magic. Are you guys getting an idea of what's going on here? Right? Do you guys see it? So this is what's going on here. We are doing all this stuff, working our way into everything else about cloud. The cloud is all about flexibility, agility. It's like all over the place. So how easily we can access that bucket now, and we can actually create a folder in that bucket. Like right now, there's nothing in that bucket, as you can see. Look here, there's nothing. I opened it up. Okay, I opened it up. There's nothing in there. Nothing really in there. There's nothing in there. And I can upload something in there now if I want to. I can upload something in there if I want to. So let me upload not a video, but just a picture. Let me find a picture here of nice food. So I hope it uploads really fast. So let's go to you guys' account. Is there anybody else that's having problems, guys?
Yes. Yeah, I do have a little problem.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, you talked about the lockdown cache app. Remember, I told you that I couldn't, after installing it, I couldn't proceed from there.
Yeah, we are
It
working
gave
on
me
it.
some difficulties.
Your issue is the IMEI.
No. No.
Yeah.
We've already discussed that. Your issue is IMEI. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to write a code to grab IMEI. If the IMEI is not there, then we do the Android ID. Can you tell them to like not too loud? So we get the Android ID. That's what we are working on. And we hope you bear with us as we work on that.
Okay, and what about the BVN? Do I need my bank verification number?
You don't need that because you're not doing any bank transaction. We put it there so that in the future, if people out of your country are going to do transaction, we want to track them down. Every country is different. Some countries, they have practices that are not good, and their people suffer, and their rich people are trying to, do all those things that are not supposed to be done. So we're gonna say, no, you can't do it anymore if you want to use our system. That's what we're trying to do. So look here, I've uploaded a picture in there. Now you can go to the Amazon, you that live in Japan or you live in UK, anywhere, you can go there and grab that. And we're designing this for our people because they don't have to pay anything for this. We're trying to give them the power to use the first class stuff while they are not even anywhere close to it. So we are making it possible for everyone. And we need you guys to make this happen. We need you guys to understand the cloud, to know that this could be built. That's what we're doing here. So I just uploaded that picture. As you can see, it's all in there. You saw a bunch of stuff in there. I uploaded that picture. You saw the picture in there. A bunch of them. Bunch of them. In my app. It's not over there. It's in my app. I have access to it in my app. Isn't that amazing, guys? So that's what that's what we're all about. So you can even download it back. You who is in London, you can download it for yourself, upload, I get it here. You who is in Japan, the same thing, all over. So we are finding ways to use these things to help ourselves. You see, we're using the excesses of the technology that's been developed, and nobody knows how to apply it to people like us. So only us can apply it to us, because the people that's already building this technology sometimes is for good purpose, and a lot more other times they don't recognize other usages to it. So it's our duty to bridge that gap in the usages. So I'm still open to take more questions, more problems. I'm waiting.
Josiah,
Yes.
how is it that you check that the bucket is connected to the like the AWS, like the connection of it, if you get what I mean, in the CM, because that
So
part I haven't got to yet.
how is this my app connected to the bucket in the cloud? That's the question?
Basically, so in the AWS management console, you know, like for to activate the AWS CLI, we had to go through the thing with the putty and what have you, and then in the command thing, you had to put in to check that it was running, because like the homework is to connect the bucket to the thing. You get what I'm to the or the
So the idea
technical term.
is very simple. So you install the AWS CLI, which is command line interface, which we've already learned what it is. It's like another
Yes.
form of GUI, but only that it doesn't have the graphical, like it doesn't have the beautifying things. So what you did there
Yes.
is you are taking your secret key and you are, after you install it, now you configure it. You are taking your
Yes.
secret key and access key and saying, okay, for this CLI, this is who is accessing it.
Yes.
Just the same thing we did in my app. I took the access key ID and secret key and I put in my app. And I'm saying this is who is accessing this. Once I
And
did
now
that,
I need to.
go ahead.
And now I need to see how do I check that the bucket is then connected to that, if that makes sense.
Oh, so the CLI is a tool that you use to do stuff. Okay? You use it to do things that is related to what is in the cloud. For example, EC2, X3, all of that, Glacier. AWS has what they call AWS 2 modules. I'm going to have you guys download that too. AWS 2 modules, and as well as, AWS 2 modules and their SDK, Software Development Kit. They have all of that built in. They have a bunch of modules built in to allow you to do all sort of stuff. And those are a part of their APIs. I mean, their APIs is a part of the SDK. Do you get? And the API is what creates the channel of understanding between any client and the backend to the cloud. The channel to the cloud, you have the API that have the right format for the names and everything. They are usually in JSON format or YAML format, where you declare all the objects that are being used. If your username, password, your secret key, and access key ID, all of that, you define that in the format that's specified for you. So the AWS CLI is just the tool that allows you to do that without going into the console. You can create the bucket using the AWS CLI without going to the console, just like I did it on the app. See?
And then how do I test that they're connected? Because at the moment, my issue is that I've created a bucket, I've configured the AWS CLI, but now I need to check that they're both talking to each other, that they're both connected. So I'm
Yes,
trying to find out how I do that.
when you create the bucket, you will know. When you go to create the bucket, as long as you put the access key, you can create a bucket. You see? But there's something that is still missing. You have to have the right permissions, though. You have to have the right permission. You have to have a permission to do ECS permissions, SDK permissions as a part of it. So let me put my my multi-factor authentication here so we can go through that on the account that we have in common. Okay, guys?
I'm just
Go ahead.
when we create
Somebody saying something?
yeah.
Okay.
When we create the permission, what part do we look on this to make sure we can create it? I haven't done it yet.
I can't hear you.
But after we create
You have two open. I think you should shut one off. That's why it's making that noise. There's two of you open here. You have to shut one off. You figured it out? I think it's this one that's giving the problem. You have two of them open.
You know what it is? When you first start logging on Riot, it's a small version. So to see it full screen, you have to move it to another window,
That's
another
right.
tab. And that's what, and if you forget, like, so I've learned now, I've got into the habit now, don't log in on Riot where it's on the new tab, but sometimes it's so easy to forget, especially if classes got started.
She
That's what it
forgot to
is.
stop it at the small window, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish she can recognize that, and I think she has a question, but then it's not coming through. Meanwhile, let me find what I'm looking for so I can get you guys through this. We got like a few more minutes to wrap up. Yep, she got rid of it also. Yep, she got rid of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not her. She completely disappeared. The two of them disappeared.
Okay, I've got a question, please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the LCI configuration, I don't think if I got my access key and the secret key, I think I got them mixed up. What's the access key and the secret key for the configuration of my LCI?
So the access key and secret key is what the cloud, the Amazon cloud, will use to identify who is trying to access it or create a resource on it. Without that, you don't have a relationship with it, especially when you are not on the console. So it allows you to do this through a CLI regardless of the platform that you're on. Once it sees the access key and the secret key, it gives you access. Any more questions? Any more questions? Come on, guys. I can't wait. I'm not challenged enough. Any more questions, guys? Okay, I think Rolanda did well right now. So ask your question, Rolanda.
I was wondering, when we create, after we have the access key and everything, in order for us, when we connect the permissions, how do we know that they're already connected? Does it show us? Because I didn't do that part.
How do we know it's already connected? You have to,
Yeah, it will
when
say
you put the access keys and stuff like that, you're already connected. How you know is when you go to create something. Okay?
create. Okay,
Like
okay.
maybe you want to go, instead of going to the console to create the EC2, you want to do it through there. That's how you know.
Okay.
So you can say, oh, I want to create an EC2. You name the EC2. You already have the location. All you have to do, take the command. For instance, you go on Google and say, oh, CLI command for CLI command. AWS CLI command creates EC2.
EC2, okay.
That's it.
Command EC2.
So it will give you it will take you right straight. Launching, listing, terminating Amazon EC2 instance, create instance AWS and CLI. This is a command reference. You look here.
Yes.
Options, layers. It will teach you even
Can
how
I
to.
see the cell?
Oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry.
No.
Okay. So like here, it shows you create instance. So you have to get AWS API documentation, all of that. So these are the signups. Okay, these are the signups. What you need to do that.
Yes, I don't see. I think I'm gonna have to refresh again. My screen went blank.
Yeah, you have to do that. You have to refresh it. So everything you need is on AWS. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
This is the command line here. That's another one that I found. This one might be straight to the point. Okay. So for instance, once you do that, like here, I've already configured mine. I go CMD, guys. I go CMD. I've already configured this. I don't know about you guys, but once I do this, it's gonna show me something.
Yes, I like your shorts. They're nice. I'll get you some more soon.
It's gonna show me something. Watch. It's gonna show something. See? Did you see that? Once you configure it, it knows who that is, where it's coming from, and it will be showing you stuffs. These are available commands, and you have to learn these commands by typing AWS help, and you see what command you need. Okay? If you want to copy something, if you want to create customer gateway, if you want to do all that kind of stuff. So we need to also download AWS 2 modules. It might not be today, but this is the whole idea here. Like for instance, if we go here to, okay, creating, displaying, and deleting Amazon EC2 key pairs, you can do it from here. Launching, listing, and terminating Amazon, okay, you can do it from here, you see? All the stuff, you can do it from here, see? EC2 VPC, the following example shows how to launch T2 micro instance in the specified subnet of VPC. Replace the italicized parameter values with your own. Very simple. All you have to do, copy this, go to Notepad, paste it right there, change all the stuff you need to change, and you're good to go. Look, all the stuff in the italicized. So that means you have to have an image here, MI, okay? So we have a long way to go, but guys, we will get there. Okay, so all you have to do, they have already shown you a sample for VPC, virtual private cloud. Okay, so what you have to do now is to go and create an image. Okay, let me log in here to show you guys. Create an image. So the whole idea of the cloud is build, software, build, software. There's no hardware here. The hardware is already there with whoever it is with. Our job here is to make this thing do what it does. So I'm very fortunate. I'm about to log in now. I'm about to log in. So I'm gonna log in as root now. Just that way I have access to everything to show you guys, even your keys, but I can't show your secret keys. 807. Okay. That means I'm logged in somewhere already. Must be here. 30. Oh, I try to log in here. 790. Maybe I'm logged in a different computer. Let me check this computer here because everything is correct, but I'm not logging in. Okay, let me see if I'm logged. Oh, okay. Okay, I logged out. So I logged out of that one. So it should work now. Still didn't work. Okay. So does it mean that I'm still logged in here somewhere? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Can you guys see this? Okay, we're in. We're in, guys. Can you guys see this? So these are the EC2s that we have. And I don't know who else have stood something up here. So these are the ones that I created. Agatha, where is your EC2? Hello? Nobody's talking to me now. Hello? Am I frozen? Are you guys with me? Is everybody with me? Yeah, I think I'm frozen again. Okay. Is everybody with me? Hello? Hello, guys? I don't think they're with me. Guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So I logged into the server to the console finally. I can see everybody here. And who has created their own EC2? You? But I don't see it here. Like, if I go to dashboard, I'm supposed to see it. Okay. If I go to EC2, I'm supposed to see all the EC2s we have here. The only thing I see is the two instances running. Well, anyway, maybe I can't see yours, but if I'm the root account, I'm supposed to see yours.
Is it because I've created it in the root account?
No, you didn't create it in the root account. You created it as an IAM user. If you know what I mean.
Okay. And so
You haven't done anything wrong. What you did was right. You didn't do anything wrong.
So this instance is not the EC2?
It's an EC2. The instance is telling you that the object, you have an instance of an object known as EC2.
Uh-huh.
So it's running. If it's running, I should be able to see it that it's running.
Yeah, it is, and it was created in the Ubuntu as well. Do you want me to copy and paste it?
Can you give us a screenshot?
Yeah, I posted it in the cloud,
You
in the
posted it here?
drive, the
I got
screenshot
that.
of.
Whose is this one? Oh, this is Edicom. This is Natalie. Okay, this is you here. Yeah, you're right. You created it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just that I can't see it. It's your private stuff. Only if you can let me see it.
How do I do that?
Man, somebody created a lot of instance. I think is as yet. She created up to 6.
I ended up creating quite a few also because when I got stuck, I couldn't remember certain parts. So what I did was I deleted everything
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
So
started again.
so my suggestion is guys delete once. Just leave one because I don't want them
Yeah,
to bill me.
yeah, yeah.
I know it's free tier, but I'm not taking chances. So delete. I see EC2 running. Somebody has 2. That's a charity. Charity actually showed it very clearly. That's nice, like that. So there are a few other people that haven't done it, like Laban, Betsy. I don't see theirs. Um, uh, Janelle, Lavette. I don't see yours yet. And there is also the written part of the submissions. When we have something to write, you have to submit those to the written part of the submission. I have all homework submission screenshot and an all homework written submission. Is Hannah here? Is Hannah here? Hannah is not probably not here. Okay, let's move forward here. So guys, please,
Can
I submit that everybody turn in what they have regardless, and you have a chance now to ask your questions as to the homework that's due, and another homework is gonna come in, as you guys well know. And I think we need to download 2 module, AWS 2 module, and I think I have done it somewhere here. I will make your life easy by giving it to you. Let me figure out how to give it to you so that way it'll be easier. Just give me a second. I'll figure it out. Because we need that to move forward. We need that.
and a link to the app also, please,
Huh?
and the link to the app also as well, please.
The link to the app, I'll send you guys the app on our group in WhatsApp. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So I wanted to make sure I sent this rest login to you guys. I think it's indeed. Yep, AWS module. It's a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to kind of zip it all up and send it to you guys. So when you're doing your command thing, you have that module in your hand, you run a simple command, and it will install all of them. So just give me a second. I have it somewhere, but CMG, PowerShell, yeah. This is the repository. Okay, fine. Maybe I have it somewhere else than where I was looking for it. Yep, I found it where I have it. Awesome. So I'm gonna stop this process now. Yep, I have to stop this process immediately. Yep, stop the process immediately. It's not good to have too many things. And so I'm doing this on a different computer, guys. So one computer is not enough. It's always something. Yeah, quickly here. AWS module. Okay. All right. Awesome. So now I'm gonna drag this and drop it on our stuff. So I should be able to give you a command to run to take care of that. So now everything is about running a command that will perform specific functions. Basically, that's what it is. All right, there we go. Expect it in a bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna give it to you. I think it's here. It's still downloading. I thought I already got it up there. It's still downloading. Okay, let's go back again. Check it out. Yeah, it's still downloading, guys. We have about 3 minutes. It will be done. If it's not done by 3 minutes, I will put it for you guys where it's supposed to be at, and I will send you guys the command to make it work. And those of you that haven't completed theirs, please, 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 you can ask me questions. Without these completed, you're not gonna do well in the class. You need all this stuff put together. You need them. You need all these things here. You need all these things. Yeah, you can do this thing. It's not that difficult. It's pretty simple. As long as you want to accomplish this and make this change in your life, it could be done. A lot of us here really want to help. As you all know, Agatha is helping. She's in the field already, so she knows. You can always contact her. She's willing to help anybody out to the best of our abilities. So I think we're gonna wrap this one up here. So we're gonna wrap it up. I'll put whatever you need in where it's supposed to be. And again, I thank you guys for showing up as always. Here on Each One Teach One, what we do is to promote the education, especially in the cloud for our ladies here through IT Foundation and AWS Cloud Training, codenamed iFACT. And I'd like you guys to continue working so hard as you've shown the tenacity. I'd like to thank Lockdown LLC for giving us the funding us as to providing these services. And I'll say thank you guys again for being a part of the program, and I hope you guys enjoy your day. This is Josiah again, your instructor.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Everybody there? I guess everybody's already gone.